Hey guys, this is Titans and Tia host here with a 1 versus 1 31K battle. Obviously, it's Macedon versus Rome. Playing with a guy called GOTW Bod here. He's taken the Julii and he has 14-6. I am, on the other hand, the Macedonians, obviously, and I have taken 12 infantry, 2 Cretan archers, and 5 cav. And I really like this army with Macedon because it's sort of, especially versus Rome, you can really use it versus pretty much any faction, honestly. And it's great in team games. It just kind of has all the elements. It's got some okay archer power, not too much, not too little. A very good infantry force with 13 men. It's pretty standard to have 13 or 14 men in a 31K battle. And 5 cav, you could take 6, but you'd lose out on archers or infantry. 5 cav, it's good enough to do slice charges, hammered anvils, and whatnot, and route a bunch of urbans if you get them uh, in a good spot. So, currently we're just sort of dancing around here. Bod's trying to split his army up into, it looks like 3 places at this point. Trying to command the flanks, trying to find a way to surround. Every time he tries to do so, I just sort of move back or reposition, rotate. I'm not trying to not let him just completely disconnect my infantry from my cavalry or have my archers either trapped in a box or in no man's land where his cav dominants can easily bully them away. My cav can't really challenge them. And my pikes would not be able to help me win the cav war if my infantry was surrounded, so I'm avoiding that at all costs here. But I have to eventually take the engagement, obviously, or else I'll just take Pila while just standing there. I want to phalanx charge as much as possible and try to get as many cumulative kills on these urbans as I possibly can. Leanbot over here is doing a very sensible move. He's basically just moving his cavalry, mirroring where my companions look like they're poised to charge here. My goal really is to sort of avoid where his cavalry is and try to get urbans routed with my cav. Preferably slice charges when I get more than one unit killed. At least maybe 3 is a good charge for these companions, because every charge they take, they do have low armor and they do risk taking pretty heavy casualties that take a toll on them. So every charge has to count. And with that said, I see a chance to sort of this charge might not have been the best idea, but honestly, it will do a lot of damage to these urbans. One's already routed right there with a lot of men in it, and another urban has taken pretty severe casualties. My cav, obviously, actually not too bad casualties. We've still got men in the 40s over here, and they're in a great position to charge these 2 units here, or master out these 3 units of urbans here, possibly even 4. And his general, Bod's general, is in a very precarious position here. That being said, he does have all 6 of his cav right here, poised to do his own little hammer and anvil. So simultaneously, I know I'm probably going to lose a few units. I'm just going to waste no time and charge through as many units as I can. My general in a pretty bad spot there, no reserves. That was sort of the risk with this formation. It's very wide. But in making it wide, because of the way Leanbot is attacking and engaging, he really opens himself up to hammer and anvils. This particular, like, this really thin line of urbans here is really vulnerable to slice charges. Like this, a lot of these urbans can just get wiped out by this horse of companions here. But Bod has done very nice charges right in my back. He's routed a few pikes right there, done pretty critical damage, but right there, as I said, 4 urbans knocked out of the game. Pikes are not engaged in anything. They could easily turn around and counter this cav force here. His cav's going to smash right into these long sarissas of these mainly like gold 2 units. That's what most of my infantry is gold 2. So his cav is not going to do great versus this amount of pikes, and all of it is going to rout. He probably should have pulled back a lot earlier there. But the game's not quite lost yet. My cav, as you said, after a few charges, it's just extremely depleted now. It's not super effective at this point. But I'm going to use it to maximum effect. I'm going to try to get my general out of this position. Right now, it's not like in a terrible spot, but it's really easy for him to use these urbans to spill over and try to kill it. Plus, many of his urbans are coming back from the fight. His general needs to get right the fuck back over here because he needs all the morale he can get right now. In terms of local superiority, I definitely have the infantry advantage. You could argue I have the infantry advantage, actually, just in general at this point, but, it is urbans and rail pikes. Their morale is hit or miss. Sometimes they hold forever. Sometimes they just rout with 100 men in it. Nothing you can do. General, as I said like earlier, it was easy for him to sort of sandwich it. It's like my luck. The one unit that's isolated is my general, but his general is also isolated, and it would also be very easy for me to just wipe it out with a nice little surround of phalanx charging pikes here. Trying to support that general on this flank over here that is now surrounded by 3 urbans. Even if he kills it, on this point, obviously, I hold the advantage as it stands right now. And these urbans desperately attacking this general, getting killed by pikes on the side, and these companions, they're going to take pretty significant losses. And there goes the general, but as I said, these urbans here don't really have the steam to do anything else after that. And his general as well is also getting surrounded by a plethora of Royal Pikemen. So Urbans, they're pretty broken units. There are a lot of exploits you can do with them, especially versus Sarissa factions. But at this juncture of the battle, the Urbans are just so depleted that there really isn't a whole hell of a lot that they can do. But even still, they are, continuing to get good kills and rout some units here. But I just think that with units not even exceeding the 20s at this point, that except for one, that there's not much they can do against this force of pikes that's left, especially if they're gold 2 royals. So my cav's gone, his cav's gone. This battle really came down to who did the most damage with their cav, being that both players took a pretty high amount of cav for 31k. And I think more Urbans definitely routed than Lean Bod routed my pikes with his cav. And that's ultimately what determined the battle. So Bod still got very high kills. Obviously, he's fighting pikemen. They have 121 man units, and he did kill a lot of royals with his cav and through lots of Pila. If we look at the kill stats and determine what units got the most amount of kills, I'd say pound for pound at least, the companions got the most kills because they did all the slice charges. But however, some royal pikes fared very well in the kill department. We have 99 kills in 2 units and 113 in another one. So extremely high kills for a unit that's cheaper and a little bit lower tier than an urban, killing exclusively just urbans and Praetorian cav. But anyway, guys, that's a battle. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.